All systems? Not. Oh, wait. That mic gain was way too high. There. That looks quite a bit better. Everything's ready to go. Salutations, class, and welcome back. It's Thursday evening, and tonight we have our first foray into Outer Wilds, which is a game that has actually been suggested by two of our lovely students. Which I know absolutely nothing about the game, so I haven't even booted it up the first time. Let's go ahead and take a look, and we can experience everything for the first time together. Wiggle my way down here. I am still taking up maybe a bit too much space. Oh, whoops. Grabbed the wrong element. Let's resize me down here. There we go. Outer Wild's best experience with a gamepad, which I already have plugged in, luckily. Annapurna Interactive. Ooh, I love the vibes here. Morbius. Morbius. Well, that's a coincidence for the ages. The memes have been wild lately. Very well, let's get Morbin out then. Enter profile name. You already know what we're doing here. Certain parts of Echoes of the Eye can be intense for some players if they become an obstacle to your enjoyment. Oh, reduced fights. That's for the DLC which I installed, but I still know nothing about. Thank you for supporting. New museum exhibit is available. A new expedition. Well, let's get our way in. I'm certainly loving the energy so far. That BGM is quite comforting. Wake up. So X will be my DP button. Oh. How awfully cozy. No idea what we're doing here, though. Well, as you all should know, whenever you wake up next to a bonfire, the first person you see is who you should talk to. Ah, he looks like someone straight out of Spore. I thought this game was gonna have like little human characters, kind of, Oh, I don't know if I have a really good example, but it's got that kind of very cute, low-budget indie art style. I was expecting humans, not wonderfully four-eyed fellows, though I guess that means I'm among my people then. There's our pilot, back from your pre-launch campout under the stars, I see. So it's launch day, eh? Seems like only yesterday you joined the space program, and suddenly here you are, leaving on your first solo voyage. What do you say? Ready to get this beauty off the ground? It's all fueled up and ready to go. Indeed, I'm ready if you are. Are you kidding? Of course I'm ready. It's finally time to test the new landing hydraulics with a pilot instead of the autoflight system. Speaking of pilots, make sure you don't crash the ship the first time you put it down. You hear? Anyway, you'll need to get the launch codes from Hornfels at the observatory before you can lift off. Just bring those here once you've said your goodbyes, or whatever. Right, I should probably put up... Oh, wait. Pause that. I will put up an anti-spoiler notification. Am I rendering at a low frame rate for anyone else? I'm looking at OBS here, and it looks like I've got a pretty low frame rate. I've got an idea for that. Give me a moment. Downsize that window. And make me larger in that perspective, and that should consume substantially less processing power. There we go. So let's go ahead and give ourselves a very urgent no spoilers. and wiggle this little guy up into the least important corner of the screen. Oh, wow, no, it's actually the game that's just killing my... Okay, hold on. Graphics, let's go ahead and... Yeah, I think we are gonna actually have to turn this down. It's the game. High textures is always important. Anti-aliasing still is, I think. Is that gonna save if I just do it like that? Okay, yeah, it was just the graphics I had to turn down a little bit. Very well, we're here in oh, wait a minute. Okay, I love this game already. Oh, this is going to be one of my absolute favorites. Yeah, it's not an issue with the CPU, it seems. It's literally just the graphics. I'm still running on a 1080 after all these years. Wait, no. It's a 1070! So I have been behind for such a long time. Oh, this is gonna be incredible. Presumably, this is where we should go. Ah, so you gotta hold jump a little bit. OST is already a 10 out of 10. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, so that's our thrust. Oh, this is gonna be a riot. Actually, why not take a good moment to talk to everyone we see? Wow, that was just like the time the external fuel tanks exploded on re-entry. You'll be okay flying the big one, right? Is this foreshadowing? Quite possibly. I mean, I imagine it's going to have some somewhat difficult controls for when we're launching. Yeah, everything still looks pristine. Heyo, hatchling. I hear you're leaving us to seek adventure amongst the stars. When you return, let's you, me, and Gaussen open up a bottle of the good stuff. Good stuff is less delicious sap wine and more daunting digestive challenge. How could someone not enjoy wine? Let's go ahead with that first option. Another metaphor ruined in the name of scientific accuracy. Nevertheless, I do hope you enjoy your travels. Good luck. I suppose I haven't given everyone their formal welcome this evening. Welcome to James, Aaron, and Kayla. Happy to see you all. I don't even know if we're heading in the right direction. Hello there, Space Cadet. I hear you're leaving the crater today. If you meet any of the other travelers up there, remind them to take proper care of their instruments, won't you? Just saying hi before my departure. Take care of yourself up in space. What I assume is that there might have been someone at the very beginning we should have spoken to. So, let's keep ourselves wandering around. And I am still occupying an awfully large amount of screen real estate. There. The day-night cycle passes awfully quickly here, I see. Okay, so my first assumption is that would actually be up this... Ah, so the launch codes would be there. We were in the right direction. Alright, let's go ahead and head ourselves back down there then. Right, it's gotta be a hold jump. And we will find our merry little way to whoever the heck it is we're supposed to be talking to. Since I know we are in the right direction, just keep looking until we find someone with the authority to give us those launch codes we need. You're actually blasting off in that thing, huh? They really don't explode as often anymore. All I know is between the space program and Micah's model rockets, things seem to burn to the ground around here more than they used to. I'm gonna have to make a guy that looks like these characters in Spore. You all know that's bound to happen. That's our 1K subscriber celebration, by the way. Or really 1K on any website that I'm streaming on. Late, I was supposed to launch 3 days ago. Time has been passing awfully quickly. Ah, he sat up in the observatory, right? So this should be the direction that we're heading in. We'll take the time to try to soak up a lot of the atmosphere, as I've heard, this is a game, quote-unquote, that you can only experience once. So I'd like to make sure I have the best experience this first time. Hi, astronaut! You know the patch of ghost matter inside this fence? Gosan said it used to be bigger when they were a hatchling, because ghost matter evaporates. It just takes a super long time to go away. I hope there's still ghost matter in the village when I'm a grown-up. Ghost matter is awesome. I heard touching it hurts so bad it feels like your whole hand's on fire. Try not to walk into any in space, okay? That sounds bad and painful. Okay, so ominous Disney green fog is whatever we should watch out for. I saw smoke coming from Young Bark Crater up north and figured I should go check it out. You can use the scout launcher. Please just don't break it while I'm gone. I see the planets panning around, and they don't look like they're part of the skybox, so I have an awful lot of... Okay, yeah, I'm getting tremendous Spore vibes. Oh, I love it. I love it. Suppose it will take quite a while for us to find who we're looking for. Oh, hello, astronaut. This is good weather for your launch, right? That's lucky. What are you up to, my friend? I'm using my signal scope to pick up sounds from distant planets. It's set to the Outer Wilds Ventures frequency, so I can pick up the traveler's music. Last night I heard Ryback's banjo coming from Brittle Hollow. Hope that means they're safe. I can hear different planets, too. Depends on what time of day or night it is, since different planets are in the sky at different times. Signal scopes are cool. We're gonna get to visit all these planets, aren't we? Oh, I am so ready for a bit of space exploration. But who are we even talking to? I need those launch codes immediately. You look awfully important. Hey, thought I might see you before the big launch. Nerves getting the better of you? Right, like you weren't nervous for your first flight. Hey, don't worry about it. Your nerves are between you, me, and the vast endlessness of space. But really, you'll do fine out there. I'd worry more about that ship if I were you. Hopefully that lunatic Slate at least fixed the retro rockets. So, listen. There's a satellite, which is definitely not just a piece of broken mining equipment, set up down in the Zero-G cave in need of repairs. If you're looking for a little last-minute Zero-G practice, head down the lift and into the cave. Or don't, so long as you're confident you can make ship repairs in space. Cool. Get to it, and try not to concuss yourself right before your first launch. Perfect. A time for a sip of tea. black pomegranate for this evening, and brewed a little weaker than usual, so that I can try to get as much hydration out of it, compared to just the immaculate flavor. Ah, here's our little flashlight. Zero G cave seems to be upward. Get everything on. Right. Ooh, this is gonna be wild. You sure that's a gravity of 0? Certainly seems like it. I mean, if it really were 0 gravity, I'd be able to keep drifting off upwards, shouldn't I? Hey, hey, nice of you to drop down. I'm just getting in some 0G practice. So you're going in there, in the cave? What? No, I'm fine. Great. Great and fine. You don't quite look the part. Well, you know I hate that cave, so I don't know why you're making me talk about it. Well, now I've got hand sweats. 0G can definitely be scary. After all, if you don't have the ability to get yourself back to where you want to be, generally the inability to bound yourself off of anything is frightening. Alright. We get completely freeform movement, it looks like. Little indicator of our thrust. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. I don't... Okay, there we go. Very intuitive controls. Three-dimensional travel like this is actually usually pretty hard to get right in the game. Nope, drifting a little bit too far. I'm trying to hit the lock-on button, but it doesn't look like it's quite getting there. There we go. Opinions on space in town seem to lean more towards Diamond Clan than Pro Clan. So a lot more... Actually, that is a brilliant pun, Aaron. Lot less about space then, is it? Get that fixed back together. Where's our last spot? Try to look for the sound of sparks, and there we go. Training simulation complete. Okay, we do have limited fuel, but lucky for us, we have about half of it left, so we should be able to get out of here just fine. Uh-oh. And back on solid ground. This was the direction we came in, right? At least I'd hope so. There's a lot of people implying you're a little crazy to take off. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. After all, I am a scientist. So, I need to take myself a few risks if I'm to make some discoveries. And space travel is something I look forward to greatly. Alright, we have ourselves a little bit of 0G practice. Let's go ahead and see if we can get ourselves up into the stars. It's already been a good 20 minutes. Nicely done. Of course, it'll be a little more stressful when you're hurtling through space, but just remember your training and try not to hit anything big. I can see you're itching to get off this rock, so go get the launch codes from the observatory and get out of here already. Best of luck out there, and hey, try to avoid getting yourself killed now that I put so much time into training you. Got it? So it was the observatory we were looking for. And that was right up here, was it not? Or was I looking at the wrong sign? Ah, it's a compass towards any of the other places. You said observatory, and I could swear. Okay, so it's even further along this path. Got it. Perhaps in here. Although I see no grandiose telescope emerging. Outer Wilds Ventures founding members. Clockwise from top left. Hornfels, Gosan, Slate, and Feldspar. Are they all named after types of minerals or rocks, it seems? Or they could just generally be sci-fi references with Hal here. Hey, hey, it's my favorite astronaut. Launch day at last, huh, buddy? It's the translator tool's inaugural flight tool. I'm so excited it's making me nauseous. Just think, you'll be able to translate any Nomai text you want anywhere you are. The two of us put in a lot of hours into inventing that tool. So don't break it, okay? Haha, oh, geez. Do not break it. Ignore me, okay? I'm just nervous. And I'm not even the one going into space. How are you feeling? I myself happen to be quite excited. Good. You've only been waiting for this day since we were hatchlings. I can't wait to see all your training pay off. So what's the dirt? You here to see the new Nomai statue? Ha! I knew you'd want to see it before you headed off. Hornfels just finished prepping it for display today. Amazing, isn't it? Makes me wish we could see what a real live Nomai looks like. But I guess this is as close as we'll ever get. Check it out. Looks like they had fur. Fur is weird. This is the first fully intact statue ever found, you know? And for how old it is, it's in great shape. Geez, I got a little carried away there. Go on, you have a ship to launch. Take care of yourself out there, you hear? 3 eyes. And a somewhat goat-like appearance, so I'd wager. My day is going wonderfully, Joshua. We're starting a new game today, which I already adore the looks of. Seems like this might be one of my all-time favorites. So I'm very excited to head along. Alright, Hornfels. Give me the sauce. There you are. I just finished pre-flight observations, and local conditions are good. Time to get our newest astronaut off the ground. And you'll be our first astronaut ever equipped with a Nomai translator tool. I confess, I've been giddy all day, or possibly the past 5 days, just thinking about it. We're better equipped than ever to unravel the mysteries of the Nomai. You and Hal should be very proud of your work. Tell me, what's your plan once you're in space? As a man of great scientific discovery ambitions, I want to go somewhere no one's gone before. I like it. You have plenty of options to choose from. No one's ever landed on the Interloper before, you know. Perhaps you'll be the first. I must say, should you choose to go to Dark Bramble, be very careful. No one's explored there before either, for what you'll find are excellent reasons. Well then, looks like all that's left is to send you off. All in all, it's a fine day for a launch. You know, I'd like to handle things with a bit of delightful sarcasm, so yeah, I'm quite ready to die in space. I'm not one for superstition, but isn't that kind of unlucky to say before a launch? At any rate, here are the launch codes. Try not to worry too much. Our ships are every bit as safe as Slate could be persuaded to make them. Best of luck out there. Let me know if I can help you with anything. So, is that Morse code? I don't know how to read Morse code. Dash 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 dot dot dash dot. Oh. You're not supposed to talk to me. Huh. A recorder of memories, are you? This remarkably intact statue was carved by the Nomai, an ancient species who dwelled in our solar system thousands of years ago. The statue provides us with our most detailed look yet at the Nomai, who appear to have been covered with a layer of fur. Note the decorative jewelry that has been carved as part of the antlers. Although their artifacts and structures have been found on almost every planet in the solar system, we still have no idea where the species came from or what happened to them. Perhaps they downloaded a few to unsatisfactory memories. After all, can't give yourself a really good cerebral scrub if you know all the dark secrets of the universe. Such as what you could find on DeviantArt. Hey, so did you get a look at that Nomai statue? It was glowing! Why was it glowing? Whoa, the statue was doing what? So its eyes opened, and then you saw images from your own memories and glowing lights flying around? You mean, like a hallucination? Listen, no offense, but are you sure you're okay to launch? Like, medically speaking? That statue is definitely weird. I mean, if you're saying it happened, then I guess maybe it did. But why? Hornfels tried everything to get the statue's eyes to open, and nothing like this ever happened to them. I don't think you're going to get any answers from the museum statue, but Gabbro said they were going back to Giant's Deep. Don't know which island they're on, though. Maybe they'd be able to tell you more? On the other hand, Gabbro's, Gabbro. So maybe you'd be better off searching for more info on your own. Geez. Now I'm really jealous you're going into space. Hey, see if you can use our translator tool to find out more about the statue, okay? Good luck, and safe flying. Let's be on our way. Off to the stars I've waited so fondly for. The OST only goes up from here, you say, Aaron? I'm excited for the masterpiece ahead. Full loop we've made. Here we are back at the start. Give ourselves just a little bit more sugar before we depart. Delicious carbohydrates. Dash dot. Hold on. I absolutely need to see what that is in Morse code. Let me get a cipher up. Get me a translatory image. And what do we got here? We've got dash M dash dot. Where is that on here? And dash dot is the last one. N dash dot. Wait, dash dot is D, so M D N. I suppose there's no particular significance to that selection of letters, possibly yet. Welcome, Akemi-chan! We're starting ourselves off with Outer Wilds today, which, allegedly, is an absolute masterpiece, so I am very excited for us to take to the stars. You have arrived just in time for our departure. Suit up, just in case we have a breach. Looks super fun. Let's be on our merry way. Ooh, quite a few different little planets to look at, it seems. We can't buckle up while we have the suit. Noted. last little bit of tea while we were still in the atmosphere. Actually, I think I'm gonna need myself a very big swig. Start ourselves on a countdown. A 3, a 2, a 1. And off we go. Oh, wait, nope. Keep flying. Do we have any idea where we want to depart to? Welcome to the wooden spaceship. Yeah, I'm absolutely oh. We were still in atmosphere. Let's fix that by getting as far out into space as we can. There, now that the acoustic guitar has kicked back in, we should be quite easily in space. Where should we go first? Would anyone happen to have a suggestion? Since we are out in the frictionless expanse, we can drift away as far as we'd like. So, who knows where we could go? Why not head towards what appears to be a gas planet of sort? Indeed, it seems we have a few platforms set outside and a moon. Something orbital, it looks like. Yeah, it's telling me I can lock on with the left thumbstick, but I don't see that happening. Yeah, you can occasionally hear it through the mic as well, but I don't get anything out of it. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a wild thing to pilot. Luckily, someone as capable and cautious as myself should at least go a while before my first crash, correct? See if we can catch those platforms on the second drift around. No, take me back. Looks like a little bit of space junk. See if we can drift ourselves into range. I wish I had a bit more of a speedometer to see which direction I was drifting. On DLC, launch, lock-on broke until you rebound the key. Thought it was fixed. Controls? Lock on, there it is. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, thank you, Aaron. That definitely helps me. See if we can catch up to it without drifting too close to the surface of that gas planet. Oh, we have made a mistake. Yep, this is definitely not a place we'd like to touch down on yet. Not in a wooden spaceship, of course. You know, there's a, Gary's Mod map this reminds me of a lot. Alright, drifting ourselves closer. Let's take a look at the space wreckage. But it looks like there might not even be a spot to land. It's much smaller up close now that we've gotten here. Nothing to be found. we've got a few sounds inside the planet. Well, we do know that place is full of violent storms. Let's go ahead and take ourselves a look around, although I would definitely say I'm lost at this point. Get ourselves away from that planet. I would like a bit of a better bearing on where we are. Yeah, the game definitely gives me some Spore vibes. Which, speaking of, I've actually seen that someone is currently working on a spiritual successor. Engage autopilot. We don't autopilot around here. Oh no. No, no, no. Never mind. I suppose my caution was, overstated. Flew ourselves too close to the sun, didn't we? Hey, ready to get this thing off the ground? Ship's all fueled and ready to go. Ah, it's gonna be one of those games, isn't it? Well, bad dream or something? You still look half asleep, but that's a negative on being deceased. I know it's tradition to sleep out under the stars the night before launch, but if you ask me, it makes you all a bit jumpy. Very well, there's our first lesson in extremely high temperatures and gravity. So it's going to be one of those games, isn't it? Let's try that one more time. First crash. And it only took us about 10 minutes of flight. Very well, avoiding the sun this time. There might even be a place to touch down in spite of all those storms. Ah, yes, we are still in atmosphere, so let's correct that little mistake. There we go. Let's try getting ourselves back onto the twin planets here, without drifting too close to the sun. Gotta be very, very careful. And there, getting ourselves close, looks like there's plenty of space to land here. Let's take a look-see. For our first attempt to actually land on a planet, as dangerous as this might be. And with great care and finesse, we have touchdown. Now, I'm going to err on the cautious side and assume we do not have oxygen on a planet which does not appear to have an atmosphere. This game's gonna be way too short for me to fall in love with it, isn't it? I mean, I'm going to fall in love with it, without a doubt. But I have a feeling this one might have too much high quality stuff that we might not be able to get to. Indeed, we are slowly running out of oxygen, so we only have ourselves a short amount of time. Hey, Aaron, I did inform you that I was a very cautious pilot. However, I tend to be oblivious of things that are outside of my field of tunnel vision. Unidentified signal nearby. Come on, boost me up there. Not quite enough. Signal identified. Escape pod 2 and a frequency discovered of a distress beacon. For what I know of my game design experience, the glowing cable here indicates that this should be something of interest for us to investigate. Untranslated Nomai recording. We need status reports for all systems, but initial things first. Is everyone unharmed? These look like potentially elevators here. Alert, collision imminent. Preparing for impact. Welcome, Z. We've just started our venture into the Outer Wilds, which, so far, I'm absolutely in love with. The heat from the star system's sun is more bearable below the surface. Can't be any worse than Texas. And there's our flashlight button. Oh, whoops. Emergency escape hatch. Keep moving, friends. There's nothing but interest at the end of this passage but rocks. And while these rocks are interesting, they can wait until a less urgent time. Do not follow this tunnel to attend. Courteous and I will examine the horror that lies at its terminus later, provided we live through this. We have Outer Wilds here, Z, which appears to be a space exploration game. We have found an enormous cavern at the end of this passage that appears promising. I believe we could construct long-term shelter here. Whatever could possibly supply me with a bit more oxygen, so I could stay down here on this godforsaken rock a little bit longer. Once we get to about 20, I think it might be responsible to return. I assume this is how we can platform our way back up. So, just in case. Oh dear. And deep into the rocks below. Ah, okay, so that's how we get extra lift. Got it. Courteous. The path to the shelter site is somewhat convoluted, so follow the instructions ahead closely. Boost our way over here. To reach the shelter site, walk forward until you meet the sandfall at the pit, then turn left. Continue to the room filled with rock column formations and climb upward through the ceiling above them. The sand here is rising, so you must be cautious, but swift. Thought it was bottomless. No, this is actually a game that has, sizable spherical planets. So the thing to be concerned with is, well, making sure we can get back up to the surface quickly enough. Or not being caught in orbit just from lifting off at the wrong velocity. 3 minutes of oxygen remaining. It should take us about 2 to return. Although, much deeper, and we might not have much extra room to depart. Let's be responsible and cautious this time. Oh. Right, that's sand, not water. Actually, I've already forgotten. Okay, here we go. I was starting to forget my way out of here. Which would have definitely been worrisome. Sitting out in a cave in space. Definitely starvation, or not starvation. Asphyxiation would be a horrible way to go. The cavern Melore found is a wise choice for shelter. Could one of you mark directions for the others to follow? This is the start of the path to the shelter site. I've left directions to guide you there. Of note, we must hurry, as the pathway there is filling with sand. Do not allow yourself to be buried by sand, and make sure no one is lost. Right. While we are getting ourselves towards the end, let's get our way back up to the surface. And now we have to remember where we parked the damn thing. It's not just a cave, it's a space cave. Indeed. Once we get back to our ship, which I believe was in this direction. Oh, wait. The little icon on the left actually shows the path that we traveled. So we do have an easy way back home. I was going to let myself choke out in the desert, but now that I know a way back, maneuver ourselves around this little crater here. And there is our ship indicator. So, back home we return. All aboard. Refuel jetpack. And it gives us back the oxygen, so we've no need to depart immediately. Actually, if we could get ourselves closer to that site that we're investigating, we'd have a lot less travel to deal with. Where were we, anyway? Ah, that seems to be another ship over here. Some sort of module. And plenty more to discover below. In that case... excellently done. Be on our merry way. What do we got here? This one's not made out of wood. But it looks an awful lot like ours. Wait, there's some wooden... Okay. So this should be... Yeah, okay, it's got the Outer Wilds Ventures logo on it. But whose pod is this? Any word? Seems not. Unidentified signal nearby. Up here on the top and center. Ah, no infinite flight for yours truly. So we will have to platform our way back up then. Reminds you of No Man's Sky. Of course I've heard of it. I've heard about a lot of the controversy surrounding it. I actually have seen, Leviathan streams that game occasionally. And didn't it add multiplayer recently? I'd actually love to take a look at that game. I've heard it's had such a wonderful turnaround. Ah, here's a way for us to get up. Or, of course, bonk our head against the rock formation here. There we go. Trees detected. Oxygen tank refilled. So we have ourselves some carbon dioxide around here then. Yeah, it did, didn't it? Yeah, that's actually something I'm very proud of. Hello Games, I believe they're called. I'm very proud of the turnaround they had on that. Hmm? Oh, it's you! I take it your first launch went well then. Welcome to the Hourglass Twins. Mind the sand now. Just what are you up to, Egghead? Hornfall's noticed our star charts are out of date, so I came out here to update them, but something seems... how to put this? Off. I've seen, what, 10 supernova by now? 12? They're in the double digits now, and that's, you know, not normal. Not normal at all. Was there something you needed? I found... oh. Never mind, I guess we can't discuss the ruins we found there. Trees detected. Yes. This is a very profound observation to be made. Definitely look better than Oblivion's trees. Look at how swiftly we drift around the star. It is awfully hot here, I'd imagine. While we had the campfire here, let's take ourselves a moment to rest. Oh, we don't even need the suit here. Charred a bit too black. Why not try that? It immediately chars black. So there's not a way to get it to a very toasty brown, is there? The instant we get it close. Oh wait, there's a bit of smoke. Beautiful. Unless that's just a symptom of the lighting. Darn, a bit too much. Perfect detector for touch grass. You know, if I have any chuds I need to insult, I'll tell them to go detect trees. Seems our stick team seems to slightly reorient itself with the rotation of the planet. Look at that. A delicious golden brown. Let us be on our way. There's bound to be discoveries in the crater below. I've no idea about the potential dangers of water here. So instead, why don't we cruise our way over to this side? Beautiful. And a hop, skip, and a jump. What lies ahead in the caves below? Marshmallow sounds, it's the small things. Attention to detail is what a lot of games really need to get that 10 out of 10. I'd say that's kind of what you need that extra point to jump it from 9 out of 10. I've mentioned on a couple of prior streams that I've been playing old PC games. Well, you all know that we had our venture into MechWarrior Online last Friday. I've actually been playing the older MechWarrior games in my time. The level of sand. It's rising. Wait, they called them the Hourglass Twins, right? So, with their rotation, we did see the beam that was extending between the different planets. Yes, there it is. So, sand will alternatively... Oh, we are no longer in danger. So, with the shift of gravity, The sand actually pours between the different planets, which gives us different exploration opportunities at different times. And presumably with the sun in that orientation, it should be traveling backwards, right? No, the sand continues to fill up in this direction. Water turned the frogs gay. Indeed, we need to be very careful around here, lest we Jones ourselves. Do you think Alex Jones is a beloved voice actor in an alternate universe? For what I know about his performances, he's awfully good with the VA. It's a shame he uses them for such nefarious schemes. Good recognition that the sand was not about to get out of our way. Yep, I am, at least still, with 2 eyeballs in my head, so I do have depth perception. I love quoting Alex Jones. Although I'm not sure what of the stuff he says I could go ahead and say on this channel. After all, he got banned, and I'd like to not meet the same fate. Do tell. Does this radiant blue beam give us any secrets? Seems no discoveries to be made until the sand plunges back downward. Aha! The oxygen returns to us. What do we got here? Chert's research notes. Property of Chert. It's reminding me a lot of, oh, what's his name? The really small guy in, Borderlands 3. I already can't remember his name. I didn't like Borderlands 3. Hot take. Clearly, the Nomai were making astronomical observations here. They chose an excellent spot. What is this big rotating device for? Was it what the Nomai were observing? I'd posit there's something special about the orange symbol on that device. Well, and the new astronaut's translator tool would be nice to have handy about now. Curious. An artifact for us to plunder? Ah, here's the rotating device. Looks to be a scale that measures each of the planets. We can track that well enough. This planet sometimes, and only sometimes, has a moon. This is also of note. It disappears if no one is watching it. Isn't that a fascinating orbital characteristic? This is my first time encountering a natural satellite with the ability to vanish when not being watched. We should study it. Or, even better, we should travel there. Anything that isn't PC isn't TOS, bummer. Yeah, that's what you get off of YouTube. Although I do have an edgy sense of humor sometimes, I do recognize the audience that browses YouTube, so yes, I do try to be relatively safe as possible. Although you will occasionally hear a swear word out of myself. I agree. Our first step should be determining a method to track this phantom moon, so we can always know where it is. I found your note, Melorai. Kindly count me among this moon's admirers. It is happening when it disappears. I doubt it ceases to exist. Does it move to another location? I believe so. Not only does the moon appear around Brittle Hollow, I can confirm it sometimes orbits Timber Hearth as well. Given its reluctance to move while consciously observed, it might be a form of macroscopic quantum mechanics. Aha! So this is a collection of texts we can mess with. Oh. Well, it's too late for us to make any changes. I've heard one thing about this game. And I have actually heard the whole time loop thing before. So for what I know, this is essentially a game about the discoveries you can make in only a short span of time. Well, we know ourselves now that the sun ages. So we wake up again. You know the ship is a death trap, right? Well, yeah, it's a death trap, but a really powerful death trap. What, you suddenly care about safety now? Knowledge is key. So, akin to a roguelike, we will have to die again and again in preparation for our knowledge of how to fight our challenges ahead. Actually, jetpack auto boost, freeze time while talking to others. Okay, so these are little settings we can deal with. If we stayed home, would we still eventually be consumed by the growing, expanding sun? Huh. Okay, no, it was just because we were in atmosphere that it glowed yellow. Although, it does appear to be a bit more yellow this time. Well, since we know our doom awaits us with the ever-expanding size of the sun... Oh, we have drifted ourselves very, very far away. Why not see if we can touch down on one of the more distant planets? And see if there's a way to observe the apocalypse from a distance. The farther away we are, the longer it should be before our doom arrives. Let's see what's on this bad boy right here. The Brito Hollow they continued to talk about. Observes feverishly. Oh, we'll be having much more than a fever. The burning sun's going to do a lot worse to us. Perhaps we have drifted ourselves a bit too closely. Here we go. While we are here in the atmosphere, we should have a slight gravitational pull. Oh. There, push ourselves a little bit closer. Right here next to this dome should be sufficient. And gently touch down onto the snow below. What the? Well, no telling what that was. Suit ourselves up and take one last sip of tea before departure. Ah! Accidentally splashed a bit on my own face. Let's be off. Reminder, gravity doesn't care about atmosphere, it cares about distance. True, but although the game probably wouldn't account for it, allegedly some level of air density should be able to slow your fall. After all, you gotta push all that air out of the way as you get closer to the surface. Darn, this is making me want to play Spore earlier. That will probably be our best stream ever though, so I'd like to save that for when I have a bit more of a following. Can you believe we just hit 200? Well, this is sort of the time of our 11th month of streaming. At first, I wasn't sure how much I'd love it, but in the almost a year that I've spent doing this, I've come to love it. Is there a way for us to get in here? Seems we might have an entrance from this little side here. Let's take ourselves a look. I'm here! I did it! I put the ship down safely. In that the ship went down, and I didn't sustain bodily harm. A few minor repairs, and it's like the ship never even hit those rocks. One of my better attempts. Feldspar would have barely laughed at me. Would barely have laughed at me, I bet. That's the good news. The bad news, I haven't found a way inside the structure yet. The door is broken, and I know I'm not great at exploring, but I think I would have found a different entrance by now if there were one. Probably. I can't get inside from here, but I know there are paths below the surface. I'm going to head north to the ruins on the equator to try to find a way down. Indeed. But with that relatively wiggly shape, perhaps there's a scroll we'd insert there. Told me, just keep grinding and I'll succeed. Indeed. I actually haven't had a week of a break since I began. Perhaps I'm due for one soon. Maybe it would be good to break in the week lining up before our 1-year anniversary stream. Or perhaps very soon in general. But I'd miss y'all. I'd miss y'all so much. You all make my day, you know that, right? Don't consider that a reason to develop an unhealthy parasocial relationship. Remember, I am still ultimately a stranger, but I'm a stranger happy to provide conversation. And observation. Is that our sun there? Still seems to be a bit of a red color here. Though in time, as we explore more and more, it looks like it will turn into a blue supergiant. The reason I say that, Z, is I've unfortunately had a few interactions with some people who might have been a little too invested. You all might have noticed the, past few days, our, vampiric friend has not been in attendance. Unfortunately, their behavior was a bit rude during the MechWarrior collab with, a couple of friends. You can be rude to me all you like, but they have not treated my collab partners with as much respect as they deserved, so I have basically had to work out 2 bans this past month, which is the second time we've had to do it. Previously, it was with that weird Sonic the Hedgehog fellow. Probably sucks having to tell people shit they should already know. Yeah, and hot take I'd actually like to deliver to all of you. I've considered moving to Twitch solely on the reason of the fact that there'd be less kids there. It's been a year now, and I've not nearly done the pre-made video content I've aspired to. So, perhaps until I grow accustomed to being able to deliver on that front, it might be good to focus my efforts towards Twitch, with all the amenities that it provides. We have recently unlocked affiliate status, but I have not done anything to work on there. After all, we barely ever have viewers on the Twitch side of things. The ban count will only increase. Indeed, it is a number that, theoretically, will tend towards an increase over time, but that is what we'll have to do. Thatch, is everyone unharmed? Ah, we are slowly being bombarded by meteors, I see. Which will drop several sections of the planet further underground. I don't want to see what our mirrored surface down there would be. Probably some sort of a gravity well. So we will approach that with caution later. Right now, I want to see what our doomsday would look like from a distance. Distress beacon, and another cable to follow. On to the second one. These lifts don't appear to work. They look like they're lifts. They might be fuel cells for an engine. Or perhaps storage pods for people. Alert. Collision imminent. Preparing for impact. Emergency escape hatch. Oh. Would you look at that? I would have been very concerned if it turned out the wood was actually stronger than the metal ship that we were dropping down. That's curious. This game possesses quite the number of innovations, I must say. Let's see, is that going to shift one of our tectonic plates downward? Oh, it's going to shift this one downward. Do we've a single escape route? Nope, we don't. Oh. Uh-oh. Wait, we might be able to get out of this. Or the fact that we're drastically running out of fuel will serve to be a problem. Oh, that hurt. Well, into the event horizon we go. Oh, wait. That's a black hole corresponding to a white hole. And we have no way back home. So, if we can find ourselves a bit of oxygen somewhere, perhaps, that's really the only hope we'd have left. Well then, got ourselves bonked, didn't we? I doubt there's any trees on this trash heap. So this is the way the world ends. Ooh, perhaps there's a secret to be found here. Oh, there was a dead tree. And I missed it. Although that probably wouldn't have provided us oxygen if it happened to be dead. Is this a solar sail of... Uh-oh. I'd rather not asphyxiate. Though, perhaps we have no other options. Indeed, Aaron. Seems I do not have a choice. Well, we could critically see if we could find our way back towards something here. Whatever this is. Appears to be something of some sort of civilization. Get me close. This might be a chance to save us. And bonk. We are explicitly going to choke to death, aren't we? And there we go. Good night. Well then, wake up again we do. Welcome, Usagi. Good evening to you. We are making our quite dangerous scientific discoveries out here. Alright, let's be our way back up. Perhaps we can get some direction from one of the other things around here. It maybe something will come through the white hole, given that it has a link to the black hole on the other end, and there was seldomly anything with oxygen on the other side. I would doubt it. Right, this was the way up to the observatory. So, just about every planet we touch down on seems to be eventually doomed. For one reason or another. Where was the fellow we were looking? Ah, right, the observatory was in this direction. Precious. 200 sub compilation. I actually hate listening to my own voice in the VODs. And I've not done much of my practice on, I've not done much of my practice on video editing, so expect that to come with time. What I'd probably do better with investing my time with would be preparing for a big celebration on, our 1-year anniversary. I'd like to try to see if I could scramble together some amenities for the Twitch side of things by that time. Staring into the sun is relatively unhealthy. Let's not do that. I'd like to try to spice up the streams. Not sure what highlights I'd provide on a compilation of that sort either. I see, we haven't been here yet, but the statue's eyes are open. Hey, look at this. The statue opened its eyes. Bet you'd wish you'd seen that happen, huh? Ah, me too. And welcome, So Chill. Good evening to you. I'm not even a little closer to understanding what's going on with the statue. Was there something you needed? Well, let's see. Chert is on the Hourglass Twins, Ryback is on Brittle Hollow, and Gabbro is on Giant Steep. And there's Feldspar, obviously, but of course we don't know where they are, or if they're even still alive. Feldspar has been lost for a very long time, I'm afraid. Hey, I was just about to come find you. Look, look, look. You've got to see this. The Nomai statue's eyes are open. They, used to be closed. Probably should have started with that. And now they've opened. Not sure why they opened, since no one actually saw it happen. But this is huge news. So should someone tell Gabbro, or maybe Rebec? Oh stars, this is so exciting. It's making my stomach hurt. Herc. Is that a word? I'm uncertain. The strange rock moving around in this grotto appears to react to conscious observation. The level-headed among us realize there must be some sort of optical illusion at play, but Gabbro claims the rock exists in all possible states until it's observed, whatever that means. Whatever's actually happening, both sides of this debate agree the effect is extremely creepy. And so it's on the other pedestal over here. And every time you look away, it would move. Is there anything for us to see here, though? Every single time. Z, I was hoping you wouldn't point it out. Now we have to do an Among Us collaboration. This anglerfish specimen was found attached to the landing gear of one of our ships that flew close to Dark Bramble. It appears well suited to living in dark places with minimal atmosphere. And it's still alive in here. This crystal was taken from a Nomai ruin on Brittle Hollow. It seems to create a local gravity distortion, and was most likely used to traverse steep surfaces. Try it out. So we're gonna have Super Mario Galaxy, ain't we? There it is. Can we take it with us? No, we cannot. Among Us still isn't popular, I don't think. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea. You know what? I'll make a channel for 1-year anniversary suggestions in the Discord. Right now I'm thinking of a Noida stream, Jackbox, karaoke. Obviously we'll have to have some Strive. But for what I'd try to do a 24-hour stream with, what else could we do? The Nomai technology brought back from space by astronauts has been a great boon to Outer Wilds ventures, allowing us to modify expedition gear in exciting and useful ways. For example, the Little Scout now boasts a warp retrieval capability that allows astronauts to recall their scouts almost instantly. This has dramatically reduced the number of scouts lost to the depth of space. Aside from the dwellings and structures they built, the Nomai also made art. This decorated pottery was discovered on Brittle Hollow. Some ancient Nomai art depicts strange animals, foreign celestial objects, and other subjects that can't be found in our solar system, which makes us wonder whether the Nomai originated elsewhere in the universe, or simply had vibrant imaginations. Were the Nomai born in our solar system? Or were they born among other stars and planets? And if they were, how and why did they come here? These are just some of the questions we hope to answer through further xenoarchaeological expeditions. What you see here are parts of the Nomai skeleton. We can tell from their skulls that they possess antlers and, quite usually, only 3 eyes. The Nomai body was likely adapted for living exclusively on land. The differences in Nomai's anatomy, such as their shockingly fragile bone structure, show us that Harthians couldn't have descended from Nomaian ancestors. Not Among Us, it's trash. The meme is just so hilarious, so I mentioned it. And I actually have. Oh, wait. Z, you weren't there for the Mech Warrior collab on Friday, were you? Don't worry, you will all see more of that game in time, and I will have plenty of Among Us jokes to show to all of you. It's not clear whether the Nomai originated from, or why they disappeared. We hope to find more clues to this puzzle as we explore our solar system. We're nearly ready. Felix and I have finished construction, and she says calibrating the device won't take long. Fortunately, the Adelrock's lack of atmosphere will make calibration simple. After all this time, I'm thrilled to have finally resumed our search. This piece of Nomai writing was essential to deciphering their unique language. Although this text is linear, Nomai text often branches off from a central point. Interestingly, each branch tends to be written by a different author. Alien biology will be an interesting science when alien life is discovered in whatever form that may be. The radio tower here on Timberhearth was built to receive transmissions from our deep space satellite, and to this day still houses the first ever photos taken of the entire solar system. These photos were made possible by Deep Space Satellite's unusual vertical orbit that it carries high above and below the plane of the solar system. Thanks to a recent upgrade, the Deep Space Satellite is now responsible for generating this real-time solar system map used by our newest astronauts. Hey, don't worry, Z. You have no obligations to attend every single stream. It's just one in which Among Us jokes were made aplenty due to the physiology of one of my favorite mechs. Saw the legendary lineup that vid had, though. Indeed, Pulsar is wonderful, and Leviathan is exceptional as always. I hope to collab with her many times in the future. She's my absolute best friend in the world, you know? She is a friend I knew before VTubing, and I, among a few other ones, inspired her towards her beginning in this regard. I'm quite proud with how much she's kept up with it. She's only a few months younger, but seems to have picked up subscribers faster than I have. And I'm quite proud of her for that. Before our next blast off, I will need a bit more tea, so allow me departure for just a moment, and we will resume. Take 5, everyone. I say 5, it's usually more like 2 or 3. Ah, I left my mic on. This is a rather unusual venture. I hope my breathing exercises were relatively inaudible. Regardless, let us resume. Posture check. And back in we go. So, where is it we should lift off to this time? Is that something in the distance, or perhaps it is only the stars beyond? Yes, it seems to be distant clusters. Well, why not get ourselves on this moon? Ooh, that is quite the crater. Let's touch down just up top. There. Oh, whoops. And there we go. Suit up. And here we go. Wonder what we could observe while we are down here in this crater. More unusual crystalline structures. Ah, a recording. Chert's research notes. Property of Chert. This is an old crater. The neat thing here is that the composition of the samples I took from the impact site matches the composition of the ice on the outskirts of Dark Bramble. I'd posit the Addle Rock was hit with a piece of the planet that used to be where Dark Bramble now lies. To follow up on, maybe there are more fragments of the old planet Dark Bramble destroyed on other astral bodies in the solar system. Ah, it's a refilling to be done. We cannot do anything with the pickaxe here. Ah, 'tis now night, since we would presumably be facing away from the sun. Doesn't look like there's anything to be found off of the individual crystals. There's ground control. Xander, do you copy? We have been informed that your refrigerator won a gold medal in the 1 meter sprint. 100-meter sprint. Do you have any comments? Over. Yes, that would be my refrigerator bot. And I invented him solely as a response to the "is your refrigerator running" joke. To which I could say, yes, it is running. And then they'd say, you'd better go catch it. And then I send the refrigerator bot after them, which happens to be armed with, alongside the usual stuff you'd expect a refrigerator to be equipped with, several laser weapons and a few buzzsaws. If someone attempts to outward play me in an insulting manner, they should meet their demise. Chert seems like the type to have their name stitched in their underwear. Oh, what was his name? Typhon Dead Leon, I think? The guy from Borderlands 3, he gives me that kind of energy. Small, kind of a gremlin, and leaving his mark everywhere. Indeed, Z, these are not just stars, but space stars. Which, let's be honest, it's basically every star, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Okay. How you doing, Esker? Oh, hey, it's you. Ground control didn't tell me you were launching. Long time no see. Actually, I guess it's been a long time since I've seen anyone. Don't the other travelers come by? The lunar outpost saw more traffic back when our ships were less sophisticated and needed more frequent repairs. Nowadays, it's mostly used to keep a set of eyes on things. Sometimes Chirrut comes by to say hi, but Gabbro's Gabbro, and you know how Rybek feels about unnecessary spaceflight. Don't go. Anything else you wanted to ask? Seems a little lonely up here. A little. I'm in touch with ground control. Hornfels and Gossen, mostly, and they radio up to chat now and then. When ground control forgets I'm up here, and they usually do, I launch my little scout at the village. You spy on us? What? No, it's not spying, it's one-way communication. That none of the villagers know about, because I never told them. Was that you whistling up here? Probably. Or actually, definitely. The other travelers carry instruments, so they don't bother whistling. You can pick up their music with a signal scope, you know? Best spot for that is the North Pole. Great reception. The North Pole is marked in red on your minimap, but the Addle Rock is a pretty small moon, really? Just go north. You can't miss it. Outer Wilds is on PC, and we are playing this on PC. You know, we haven't explored the full extent of our home planet. Perhaps that warrants a look in the future. Man's got a little cozy cabin up here. Where'd you get the supply of wood? It could have been shipped up here. After all, this is only the moon, after all. There's ground control. We don't talk to the old guy over after he bought it. Shape. A marshmallow. Anytime we can insult NFTs is quite the pastime I enjoy. And there it is. Our flag to be placed on the moon, needing its support, as there is no wind here to keep it aloft. Suppose there isn't too much to be found on here then. This is, after all, a relatively barren moon, although this warrants further exploration in the future. And here we are, North Pole. Wonder if one of the travelers can play Thunderstruck. Esker's signal scope log, day 48. Still not picking up Rybek's banjo from Brittle Hollow. I'm sure they're fine, but I'll feel better once I can hear their music. Day 51. Listened to Chirrut play for a while today. Unrelated, but someone should tell poor fiend Gossen their flirting is not subtle from an aerial perspective. Day 55. Banjo music coming in loud and clear today. Sounds like Rybek's doing okay. That oaf, I was worried. Day 63. Today I thought I heard something. Strange. I don't know. It was probably nothing. Day 70. No, it's back again today, too. Something strange is coming from Timber Hearth. Day 76. Okay, I know this is crazy, but the sound from Timber Hearth sounds exactly like Feldspar's harmonica. But Feldspar disappeared in space ages ago. It can't be them. Day 88. It's still here. This is creepy. Maybe my signal scope is broken. I'd better talk to... I think that's pronounced nice. I'll have to look it up again. Been a long time since I had my geology classes in middle school science. So we have the identification of who's who. Because we got Chirrut if we look over in this direction. Huh. The sun appears awfully red again. Perhaps it's because we are more on the beginning of our venture. Ah, there was another distant planet that had some shenanigans going on. What would be nice is if we could identify all of the signals we have out here. Ooh, another one. Oh, no, that was the same one we just literally missed. Bump me off of here. And which way is our ship? Off over here. Get ourselves a little leap, and uh-oh. Just like I said, we want to avoid launching ourselves into orbit. And here we are, touching back down again. Maybe a bit too violently. Refuel everything. View ship log. Yep, bonked ourselves into the ship. Ah, so we have what seems to be a little list of quests here to fulfill. Let's take ourselves a little look, shall we? Ah, a quantum moon, allegedly. Ah, it's the quantum moon locator, and this is what tells us. Oh. Just when I was getting ready to depart again. Well, we didn't really have much of a way to record our progress there then, did we? Oh, indeed, the sequel. Yep, burning ourselves alive once more. Let's run it back another time. I don't think we have much of a reason to talk to anyone down here, do we? We'll need to take to the stars. But before we do, let's look at that checklist once more. Ah, so it maps out the planets we haven't been to yet. Dark Bramble allegedly sits far out there. Quite the small little solar system. Xander sits down for a good read, and the sun took that personally. Apparently the sun is very upset about its illiteracy. What I want to know about is that harmonica. Harmonica coming from somewhere on Timber Hearth. They claim it sounds just like Feldspar's harmonica, but Feldspar disappeared in space ages ago. That would be... They said Hollow's lantern, right? Timber Hearth. Oh, on our home planet then. Well, can we actually escape ourselves out of this little crater by just sheer use of jetpack? Yes, but the gravity seems like it's going to make it a bit difficult for us, isn't it? Very well, back up the tower we return. Broham, I told you this was going to be happening. For one of the two people who suggested this. But welcome, regardless. I would like to see what's going on with that harmonica. Has the man perhaps been immortalized in stone? Ah, that would have been just a swift way to get out regardless. I need more games that do this. Suddenly busy. I understand. And that's why the VOD will remain up. Oh, we don't need that. In fact, we technically don't need the suit either, but would be nice to have a bit of a jetpack to run around with. Let's see what lies here, at the North Pole. Some bizarre and tangled route. What on earth? Or hearth, I might say. Hey yo, hatchling. Thought you were taking that tin can of yours into space today. What are you still doing here? Welcome, Michael. We're doing a bit of space exploration. Me? I saw something crash over the horizon and didn't like what I was seeing in the pictures my little scout was sending back. So I thought I'd come over here myself and take a look. So, what is this? I don't know what it is exactly. Looks like some kind of plant seed, but it's not anything I've seen on Timber Hearth before. And trust me, I was quite the explorer back in the day. Do you think it's an extraterrestrial? It kind of looks like something that might have come off Dark Bramble. Whatever it is, it put down roots in a hurry. I don't like the look of this thing, hatchling, and that's a fact. I think I'll set Marl and Hal loose on it. Best get rid of this mess sooner rather than later. And no one can remove an unwanted plant faster than a tree keeper can. I'll have to get a look at what's inside the seed first, though. Don't want to set anybody to hacking up a potentially dangerous plant without a better idea of what's lurking inside there. Taff can help me haul the old scout launcher over here. Obviously, the opening is too small for someone to fit inside, and anyway, I'm not going to blindly stick my hands into anything that looks as unpleasant as that seed does. That's a good way to lose an arm or two. You mean, like this one? Error, duplicate signal. Oh. Is your character not human? No, and neither is anyone else we're talking to. Looks like these fellows straight out of Spore, even with their three-digited nubby hands. Indeed, none of us appear to be human. We can slow down on our picture taking, although... Wait a minute. It's a portal. Possibly to Dark Bramble, it seems. Seems it's reached the end. Uh-huh. Well, I think I know what we can investigate next. Regardless of a harmonica signal. You're in a Carmine experience right now. That actually seemed like a pretty fun character. Set play looked super fun, but, the aesthetics were a bit too edgy for my tastes. After all, I've grown out of my edgelord face. Well, he literally said the hole there is too small for someone to fit through. You can only maybe fit an arm in there. So instead, we'll take our way off. Perhaps it would be more responsible to wait for it to revolve around to us. There was something else that had a perpendicular orbit, right? Don't know if I'll ever get a good chance to see it. Well, let's cruise our way around here. Make sure we are very far away from that sun. Right, do we have to rebind it again? Okay, yeah, it seems like we have to rebind it. Possibly every time we die. Let's figure our way in. Ah, right, and those arrows on the side are how we match our velocity to it. Dark Bramble indeed, like he said. Edgelord phase complete. Achievement unlocked. You finally grew out of your edgy 13-year-old status. You no longer think Lincoln Park is cool. Which, honestly, I never did. My sister listened to it a bit too much. Uh-oh. We've gotten ourselves a bit too far. It doesn't look like there's that many good spots to touch down on here. But we'll find something, I'm sure. Now, if there's anything for us to venture and explore, it would be in here. A little awfully naughty here. Wait for it to stabilize. And I think we're ready to go. Capping. I don't even know what I have specifically to say in response to prove that I don't appreciate Lincoln. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean when you say phrasing there. I knew what I was saying before I said it. It's just all the, knots we have here. Of the vines. I know exactly what it sounded like I just said. So, while we are stuck in a time loop, let's address this with the possibility of perhaps if this wasn't a series of multiple lives we could engage in. And by that I mean, approach with caution. Aha. Seems like quite the world to be found inside, but... Okay, so it wasn't just a vine. That's an actual anglerfish shape inside there. Almost looks like it comes out on the other side, perhaps. And here we are landing on another vine. And there it is stuck. Let's actually see if we can find where it landed. Uh-oh. Yep, be careful. Actually, it might have been much safer to go ahead and take the ship here for that. Yeah, the ship is still significantly closer. You're all so good at puns. I love it. Just the class I would have wanted. And kick our little way over here, drop back down. Refuel, repair, and... Ow. Okay, we'll need to take gravity into account a lot better. Gravity 1.1. For such a... Doesn't look like it would be that heavy of a planet, does it? Let's venture ourselves around to the other side and see if we find ourselves a scout. Ow. Let's, touch back down over here, where we have a bit more flat ground to deal with. Step outside, and you said cockpit was damaged, right? Okay, fine enough, and I think that was it. Venture around possibly a bit farther. Oh. It seems to be in relatively the center of that. It's not like it came out on the other side. It's literally just... I mean, almost like it's a portal inside there. Huh. I'm not going to step in there just yet. First off, let's get ourselves a little bit of a safe cruise. And what else could we lock onto that we haven't been to yet? You know... This was the first place we looked at. But we didn't really do much exploring in there, did we? Let's see if we can find ourselves a spot to touch down inside. Yeah, there is the black hole too, but I want to see what new discoveries we have first. Haha, just safe in time. Now, the first thing for us to look for is if there's any flat ground here. Haha, I see trees. It's like we're playing Psychonauts 2 again with the entirely water planet. So far, every landing has been pristine. Not every takeoff, however. Go ahead and look at our log again. Okay, so we do have a quest. Inside the seed. When I launch my scout into the seed that crashed on Timber Hearth, it ends up in a much bigger space filled with fog and thorny vines. Oh, you give it an 8 on the lid. Ah, James is here rating how good our landings are. Ah, here we are. There's a campfire up top, wasn't there? And here he is. We've been launched off the surface, haven't we? Oh, no, we've been jettisoned into outer space, in which he's, having an awfully relaxed time. My guy, we're getting a bit awfully close to the torrent here. So he's literally just drifting around the surface. Yes, I have seen Subnautica. I still have yet to play it. I think it might absolutely annihilate my computer if I tried to stream it. So I'm not sure how soon you can expect that. Although it would befit our scientific expedition sort of personality. Nice to see you. Good to see you made it here in one piece. The first solo launch is a doozy, isn't it? So, hey, don't freak out or anything, but lately I keep, like, dying repeatedly. I don't know, it's pretty weird. What about you? Have you died lately, or is it just me? No, it's me too. We're in a time loop. Time has been behaving unusually lately. Yeah, a time loop makes sense. Cool. You're taking this awfully well. Heh, right back at you. Personally, I like new experiences, and I've never been in a time loop before. I mean, I don't think I've been in a time loop before this one. Looks like you and I are the only ones who can tell that time's gone all weird. I tried radioing Hornfells and asking if they died too, but they thought I was being metaphorical. Even if I tell Hornfells about the time loop, they never remember by the next one. They don't realize anything's different. And here's another weird one for you. Every time I die, all of my memories from that loop replay back to me. I'm pretty sure that's related to this big stone Nomai statue I found on one of the other islands. I was looking at it, and the statue opened its eyes and started glowing. It replayed my memories like it had seen them through my own eyes, just like what happens each time I die. And that happened to me with the statue at the museum. You too, huh? Then the Nomai statues must have got something to do with why we're the only ones aware of the time loop. So, no glowing statue, no time loop awareness. I think that's going to be my leading theory, but if you find out anything new about the statues or the time loop, let me know, okay? I'll be here. Anyway, that's what's new with me. But hey, this is your first solo voyage. Kind of. Let's talk about you, you know? How's space treating you? I'd like to know what we're looking in here. Here's something you might like. At the start of every time loop, I keep seeing a bright flash in the sky. Something must be happening up there in orbit around the planet. What else? What else? Have you been to Statue Island? That's what I've been calling it, seeing as it's the island where I found the glowing Nomai statue. Get it? I was on the beach on Statue Island when the whole glowy business happened. By the way, it's a nice piece for that sort of thing. I give it a solid 7 out of 10 on the Gabbro relaxation scale. So that's what you're getting on about, James. If you feel like checking out Statue Island, it's the one with 2 islands connected by a natural rock arch. Well, mostly connected anyway. You'll see. Gotta raise the time loop awareness. Feels like one of those things that you try to tell all your friends about, but they'd just laugh at you and say no. Wait, no, unidentified signal nearby. Shouldn't be him. We literally just communicated with him. Oh, okay. Signal identified Gabbro. Ooh. Pure coincidence, actually. Well, that hurt. I'm gonna need a med kit for that one. And try that again. Ghost matter in the cave, I see. Reaser burn. Yeah, let's avoid that for now. We do not have any way to lift ourselves off whatsoever. Not by use of our regular jetpack, so it will have to be through the ship. No, our ship isn't on the ground. It must have been, well, blasted away in the most recent torrent. Just like that. That typhoon certainly seems to be a behemoth. Let's try this again. And look for that island he was talking about. By a natural rock arch, he said. Must be the other one, right? No, this is it. Though, wherever we touch down, we're not likely to be able to jump from. There we go. Oh. I keep forgetting. We have to unbuckle every single time. Vitals is good. Fuel needs a little bit more. Though it probably won't help us out here. Do tell. What could be going on with this platform? Nothing immediately obvious. Oh, there's the flash. Let's actually see if we can find something. Although I'm pretty sure that is the rapidly expanding sun closing in on us, right? Ah, yes. No escape. Still, it snuck up on us every single time. This is ground control. Xander? Xander? Xander! Over. I would think we're good for one more venture this evening. That's Giant Steep. And we see something blue emerge from it at the beginning of every time loop. One more for while we go. A bit too hot. Nice and toasty. Let's be on their way. Let's see, we've actually visited Giant Steep this time. There's still a few more undiscovered planets. I think I'd like for us to see a small glimpse of everything we have in the sky. And then we can concern ourselves specifically with which we'd like to explore more in the future. Orbital flash. Something must be happening in orbit around Giant Steep. Perhaps that machinery we were looking at earlier, at the very beginning of our space venture. There's more to explore here. I see, I see. So this is our little quest log. We have not yet been to the Ash Twin or Hollow's Lantern. Ah, there's that orbital probe cannon. We've been to Dark Bramble. And what about the Interloper? You like your mallows like you like your marshes. You will not explain. My guess is that you prefer them quite moist. There's more to explore here. Words to haunt and inspire. So there's that interloper thingamajig. Let's go ahead and jettison ourselves as far away as we can. I don't know what that is. You know. Very well done, James. Thank you. Timber Hearth, our home. Brittle Hollow. There's something else that was perpendicular to the orbit, right? The interloper, but I have no idea where we could see it. There's the Ash Twins. Oh, there is a map button. Okay, okay. Let's be over here then. And I assume this takes us in the right direction. Indeed it does. Maybe a black hole could save me from a supernova. If you have played this before, Z, I would like to warn against these spoilers, but where did that white hole bring us? It was somewhere way out there. The interloper. There you are. On the entire other side of the system. Let's make our drift around. No, you haven't heard of this game until... Oh wait, never mind. It's actually very close. It's on our side of the sun. Is it? No, it still seems to be far away. I just can't seem to find myself the way to track myself to it. And we are not autopiloting. I'm gonna learn how to fly in 0G if it kills me. Which it will. A few times over. Way too fast. We don't have friction in the expanse of space. Luckily, we avoided what would have been quite the gruesome crash. Let's be back on our merry way towards it, and slow down as we get closer. You know, a gentle cruising speed, so long as we get closer, should be safe. It was at the beginning we ended up accidentally drifting too close to the sun. What a curious formation. Very well, interloper. Let's see what you got for us. Feather those jump jets slightly, and we will touch down safely. It's why you no longer trust autopilot. We haven't done that from the beginning. I simply looked away and did not realize that I was actually drifting too close to it. You soon to escape the supernova, you have to leave the solar system. Black hole seems to be the fastest way, given its interdimensional rumors. That we will take a look at soon, but probably not this evening. I'd like to let our discoveries soak in for a bit. the alleged North Pole over here. Is this ice or liquid methane? It does not appear to be flowing, so gently step down, and it's ice, which we can gently skid across. How lovely. The interloper. Is this just a comet? I didn't actually think that it could have just been a comet. Comet. The name interloper implies that it's doing something it really shouldn't be. But it could just be a rather silly name for a comet to be found here. Aha! You've something glowing for me. This is troublesome. It seems the comet wishes to submerge our shuttle in ice. If we stay on the surface too long, the shuttle may freeze entirely. Even if it did, couldn't someone call it back home to the gravity cannon on Ember Twin? Yes, but the exploration of the comet should be more difficult if we were without the shuttle, until someone recalled it. Perhaps we shouldn't have landed on the dark side of the comet. Suppose one of us remained in the shuttle to keep it warm, and continue monitoring the surface. This would be wise, I think, Clary. If you don't mind waiting here with it, Pokey and I can continue to investigate the surface. How very curious indeed. Perhaps it would be nice to get back to the shuttle very, very soon, lest it actually freeze here. So for the most part, this does appear to just be a comet. Let's see if our ship log has anything to say to us about this. Looking for... it's a frozen Nomai shuttle, and a gravity cannon. The interloper. So, despite the fact that it looked like a sinister spaceship, that is in fact just a comet. You know, we could still afford to explore the other two planets out here. If you line up all the travelers in one direction, you hear a full song. That actually sounds like it's something achievement-worthy. It does sound like they're all on the same BPM. So I think that sounds absolutely accurate. Wait. This is where the white hole led us. So, this would actually be where we'd allegedly escape a supernova. Although we're probably too close to it regardless. I imagine it's sort of a guaranteed doomsday clock. That you're guaranteed to die after enough time. Silly little array of space junk out here. Those are meteors. Perhaps things that emerge into the black hole from the other side. Let's go ahead and take ourselves a little look here. Because the last time we were here, we were greatly deprived of oxygen. Looks to be encased in ice, somewhat. Do we have a way inside? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's literally part of the whole, time loop mechanic here. It's just entirely inescapable. is probably the best I can manage for a touchdown here. Damn it. Exit that view, and then unbuckle. And we do not appear to be moving, so let's hop our little way down here and investigate. Uh-oh. Okay, the ship will remain there. So, is this an open little port on the side? If the ship floats away, then we'll just sit here and watch the apocalypse. Trees detected. Oxygen tank refilled. This is a glass dome right here. Yeah. Oh! What discoveries to be made this time? Welcome to the White Hole Station. If you fell through the black hole by accident, don't worry, you aren't the first. This warp tower can return you to Brittle Hollow. Every warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. A tower's warp can only be used during the brief window when the tower is aligned with its corresponding astral body, in this case, Brittle Hollow. If you look up while the station is rotating, you can see the alignment happens when the astral body is directly overhead. You must be standing on the warp platform on the floor when during this alignment to be warped. So it happens when it lines up there, it seems, right? Oh. It rotates what it's looking at, right? Not that I can see it from the other side. Or is that a control to specifically keep rotating it? Indeed. That just tells it which direction to look. How very curious indeed. Ah, okay. So that's literally the indication of when the warp is available. Something smells good. Maybe the roommate's cooking something. You're a wizard, Xander. Dealing with these little trinkets and gadgets here. Oh, is that not gonna let me back out? Oh, this one should. We could definitely take this back home. Plenty of fuel, plenty of oxygen. And our ship still remains here. Oh, slowly it seems to drift away. Luckily it's close enough that we could still have done something with it. Now, what if we piloted our way back home? Perhaps these are trinkets for us to drop back at the museum. And luckily, Timber Hearth is on our side of the sun. we will want to basically be aligned with its direction, with the direction of its orbit. And we approach. We haven't even explored our home planet that much either, have we? I think that's the bramble seed up there. So, let's go for a little cruise. This would be a waterfall leading us back home, it seems. Bit of a rocky landing. First things first, can I splash in the river? Haha, glorious. Well, let's see if we can take this back to the museum. That would be my first guess on what we can do with it. Uh-oh. Yeah, perhaps guiding it right here alongside all the other trees was a bit of a bad idea. Align ourselves, and is that the platform? I don't think it is. This is it. At the top of the elevator shaft. Step ourselves down here, and we are home. Oh boys, I brought you a present. No. I brought you a present. Thank you for flying with Outer Wilds Ventures. Please come again. Over. Step our little way inside. I don't know if there's any open pedestals for this lying somewhere. Ah, another perspective of the map. Wait a minute. The interloper has an orbit that intersects with the sun. So, my next dangerous guess is that the interloper itself is what causes a supernova. In that case, let's see if we can deliver this off very quickly. Who would we give this to? Oh, we can literally drop that anywhere. But who do we take this to? Ah, well, the world is doomed. We'll make our discovery soon. In fact, I think the world is about to end. So why don't we watch it from a beautiful distance? Let's get ourselves back up to that ship. Don't worry, everyone. We'll meet again very, very soon. Ow. Well, not much of a help this gravity pack is. Get ourselves back up to the lift. Watch that drop. and hopefully get out of here before everything falls apart. Now, which way is the sun? Ah, there you are. Awfully menacing red glare. Let's view that map. The interloper appears to have already intersected. Right? Let's sit here and see how the world ends. Indeed, it's almost swallowed the Hourglass Twins with its size. Oh. Here we go. Jettison ourselves as far away as possible to try to see if we could get far enough away. I doubt it's avoidable. Indeed. Here it comes. Oh. Or... Huh. Seems our Triclops goat overlords don't enjoy us attempting to escape our prison. They've still more knowledge to collect from us. Such is my assumption. No more words from Slate. Ah, we can advance time like that. Well, I'm gonna have to sit down and ponder about that this evening. I think that actually leaves us with an excellent time to make our departure. And I'll just leave it on the menu here, since we have such a pleasant little vibe to go along with. Tomorrow we're doing Guilty Gear again in the evening, which I might keep as a short stream. Saturday, we have a very special celebration with our friend Votum Stellarum having an online tournament for Guilty Gear Strive. So we have Strive for 2 days in a row. I'm going to do a little bit there, and then afterwards, we'll see. Depending on how I feel in the post-Saturday stream, I might do another Noida run. I'd like to get a couple of other little things set up on the Twitch side, so maybe stop slacking off and get focused on that. Indeed, we have a lot of special preparations, and a lot of different things to be done in, well, in preparation for our adventure with our 1-year anniversary stream, and I have settled June 18th is the day you all should be looking out for. Which, well, I'll have a bunch of different ways to celebrate with. I'm going to try to power myself through a 24-hour stream, and hopefully not fall asleep at my desk. I'll give my roommate a welcome warning to try to keep an eye on me, but I will see you all then. The story of a man named Xander. Xander flew out of the solar system in an attempt to break the endless cycle of life and rebirth. Xander found that although he was quite far from the supernova, he could not escape his fate. Over. Get used to Twitch. That might be where we move in the future, just since there's a lot more can supply there compared to YouTube. And to try to avoid a lot of the weird kids who might show up at unwarranted times. Although, we unlock a few extra gadgets and secrets once we get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so look forward to seeing that happen. As things warm up, there'll be a lot more to see on all fronts. Good night, everyone. Class is dismissed. Aw, the audio cuts out when I leave the screen. No, just leave that there. Enjoy the vibes, everyone, and good night.